For more than 50 years, Star Trek has captivated audiences with its portrayal of humanity's future in the stars. While the effects and settings may now appear outdated, what remains truly groundbreaking are the characters who ventured on unexplored journeys aboard the U.S.S. Enterprise. As iconic as these figures have become in popular culture, few recall the talented people who initially brought them to life. From leading men to supporting players, the original Star Trek cast made a lasting impact on science fiction. Join FactsVerse as we delve into the current whereabouts of those memorable actors. William Shatner. William Shatner's iconic role as Captain James T. Kirk in Star Trek established him as a cultural luminary, embodying the bold and adventurous spirit of space exploration. As Kirk, Shatner brought a sense of bravado and emotional complexity to the captain's chair, navigating the U.S.S. Enterprise through the unknown with a mix of tactical brilliance and human fallibility. His portrayal evolved from the young, action-oriented captain in Star Trek the original series to a more reflective and seasoned leader in the subsequent movies, culminating in a powerful finale in Star Trek Generations. His career spanned various genres and media. He authored books, recorded albums with his distinctive spoken word style, and took on roles that ranged from the titular character in T.J. Hooker to the humorous and self-aware portrayal of Denny Crane in Boston Legal, for which he won accolades. At age 90, Shatner embarked on a real-life spaceflight with Blue Origin, further entwining his legacy with the final frontier. Leonard Nimoy. Leonard Nimoy's portrayal of Mr. Spock in Star Trek is a cornerstone of science fiction. As the half-Vulcan, half-human science officer of the U.S.S. Enterprise, Nimoy crafted an enduring symbol of intellect and otherworldliness, defined by logic and the iconic Vulcan salute. Nimoy's nuanced performance, marked by his stoic demeanor and measured speech, allowed Spock to evolve over time, exploring the balance between Vulcan stoicism and human empathy across various Star Trek films and series. He directed notable franchise films including Star Trek III: The Search for Spock and Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home. He was also a photographer, author, and singer, with works expressing his multifaceted relationship with Spock. In his autobiographies I Am Not Spock and later I Am Spock, Nimoy candidly discussed the impact of his alter ego on his life. Even in the rebooted Star Trek films, his presence as an older Spock connected past and present. DeForest Kelley. DeForest Kelley brought wit, wisdom, and welcome humanity to Star Trek as cantankerous Chief Medical Officer Leonard Bones McCoy, frequently serving as Captain Kirk's conscience amid strange new worlds. Though Kelley first built an acting career playing Western villains, Bones let him transition to a warm-hearted, humorous fan favorite. He perfectly balanced Spock's stoicism and Kirk's swagger. Much like the country doctor he embodied, Kelley provided sage advice along with the occasional magical medical miracle to save his shipmates. Despite co-starring on TV's breakout hit in 1960, Kelley found post-Trek acting opportunities sparse, aside from 6 Star Trek films reprising McCoy, and an amusingly misguided battle with giant bunnies in the B-movie Night of the Lepus. Kelley did grow to appreciate the inspirational influence his character had on doctors and scientists for generations to come. Respectfully referred to by grateful fans as Bones until his death from cancer in 1999, Kelley's legacy continues to live on. James Doohan. Whether coaxing extra power from the Enterprise's strained engines or managing last-minute miracles, James Doohan's Montgomery Scotty Scott kept the ship and crew together through many a dire interstellar scrape. The quintessential miracle worker, Scotty exemplified engineering excellence under pressure, troubleshooting fail-safes with seemingly effortless proficiency while trading friendly barbs with Dr. McCoy. Though playing a Scotsman, the Canadian actor drew upon his wartime service, piloting bombers and artillery to capture Scotty's technical mastery and grace under fire. Like several of his peers, Doohan struggled professionally after Star Trek's cancellation, but enjoyed reprising Scotty in animation and 6 Trek films. He spent time connecting with fans, wrote an autobiography and Star Trek tie-in novels, and made occasional acting cameos until 2005. George Takei. As helmsman Hikaru Sulu, George Takei piloted the Enterprise with steady hand through tempestuous battles and into uncharted wonders. No slouch in botany either, Sulu took the occasional break from navigation to tend to his interstellar greenhouse. Among the first positive Asian characters on 1960s television, his Sulu conveyed courage, competence, and humor absent tired stereotypes. But like several peers, George struggled finding quality roles after Star Trek, though he stayed active in theater and voice acting. He ran unsuccessfully for LA City Council in 1973, but later served as Councilman Tom Bradley's deputy mayor. He spent time lecturing and lobbying for social justice, championing progressive causes like marriage equality alongside husband Brad Altman. Boldly still going at 85 years old, he takes a trailblazing legacy both on screen among the stars and working to build a just society on Earth. Nichelle Nichols. As Communications Officer Lieutenant Uhura, Nichols opened hailing frequencies among the stars while breaking damaging stereotypes on Earth. With formidable intelligence, competence, and poise, Uhura commanded critical respect inside a 1960s bridge nearly devoid of black women. Off-screen, she even inspired a young Whoopi Goldberg and Dr. Mae Jemison, the first black woman in space. But the actress nearly left the show after 6 episodes, only to be urged by Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who convinced her of Uhura's vital inspirational powers. She was acting a lot after Star Trek, but in 1991, multiple strokes forced retirement, and in 2018, dementia finally grounded her signature starship voyage. At 89, though, Nichols passes with our farewell blessings. Lieutenant Uhura flies on eternally. Walter Koenig. With mop-top hair and youthful zeal, Walter Koenig's Pavel Chekhov lent plucky comic relief while piloting the Enterprise through dizzying danger. Though the Russian navigator often scrambled his V's and W's to Kirk's amused annoyance, Chekhov's loyal courage proved right as rain when the stakes were highest. But with just 2 seasons aboard the 1960s show, Koenig soon found choice roles sparse, besides a scattering of film and TV cameos. He penned episodes for Star Trek's animated revival, alongside original sci-fi screenplays and the Moons of Ebb comic series. Reprising Chekhov in 7 Trek movies brought welcomed visibility, along with rewarding fan connections. He has since enjoyed sci-fi resurgences like recurring on Babylon 5 and Netflix's animated Stretch Armstrong show while penning memoirs, a novel, and more comics. Now 86 years old and active and proud of his 7 decades in entertainment, he brings his trademark smile to frequent nostalgic conventions. Majel Barrett. Majel Barrett Roddenberry, affectionately known as the First Lady of Star Trek, was an indelible part of the franchise from its inception. Originally cast as number 1 in the pilot The Cage, she was later recast as Nurse Christine Chapel, a role she portrayed with a nuanced blend of professionalism and quiet longing for Mr. Spock. Barrett's voice became iconic as the U.S.S. Enterprise's computer across the series' various iterations, a role she continued until the 2009 Star Trek film reboot. Her marriage to series creator Gene Roddenberry deepened her involvement with the franchise, and she later emerged as the vivacious Betazoid Lwaxana Troi in Star Trek The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. Now it's time to hear from you. Who was your favorite Star Trek character? Let us know in the comments section below.